Is Sweden at war? The country's prime minister is giving mixed signals, he says. Stockholm may not be at war, but there is no peace either. What does that mean? Well, the reason for the statement are the hybrid attacks in the Baltic Sea. They've left Sweden spooked. This is a country that was known for its peaceful stance for more than 200 years, but it is facing a new reality now with a war in Ukraine, and Russia's aggressive posture looming large. Is Sweden truly on the brink of war? Our next report tells you.
In 2022, war came to the borders of Europe. Russia invaded Ukraine 1,054 days later. The conflict, BRW on it, left the Nordic nations spooked, given their close proximity to Russia, so they opted to join the military alliance. NATO. Finland became a member in 2023, Sweden became one in 2024. With that, Mr. Prime Minister, the floor is yours. And it hoped that would be enough. After all, Sweden hasn't been militarily aligned for the last 200 years, so it was a tough choice but unnecessary one for the country. However, the country's prime minister has now issued an ominous statement.
Sweden is not at war, but there is not peace either. Real peace means freedom and no serious conflicts between countries. We and our neighboring countries are subjected to hybrid attacks that are not carried out with missiles and soldiers, but with computers, money, disinformation, and threats of sabotage.
Ulf Kristersson cites hybrid attacks, suspected sabotage in the Baltic Sea, and a proxy war fought on its soil. Sweden will also send 3 ships and aircraft to NATO's Baltic Patrol mission. This is to monitor critical infrastructure and combat Russia's shadow fleet in the Baltic Sea. It is not the first time that this has happened. Last year in January, 2 top defense officials issued a warning. The first warning came from Carl Oskar Bolin, Sweden's top defense official. He said that Sweden must prepare for war. A new warning came just a day later. It was from Sweden's military chief. He said all Swedes must be mentally prepared for it. The warning from the defense officials had left the country spooked. There was panic buying, frightened children, and a fierce debate over fear-mongering. Help lines in the country were overwhelmed. They had children calling and asking the same question: will we be going to war soon? That's not all. In November, millions of Swedes received a pamphlet advising the population on how to prepare for war. Such an emergency booklet is not new. Sweden issued one during World War II. It was called If War Comes. This booklet was updated during the Cold War, and now the country has issued another version. Sweden has also restarted its compulsory civic duty. It's a form of national service. It was abandoned after the Cold War, but now it's back. Citizens will be trained in emergency services and electricity provision. Plus, the military policy has changed. Not everyone is required to join the army, but a small portion of the population will be called every year. Around 100,000 of them. Does that mean Sweden is really going to war? Since the Ukraine war, the situation has been tense, but many believe it's just fear-mongering, both by the government and the army. The government has been accused of drumming up support. Meanwhile, the army, they have been accused of trying to raise their annual budget. So is Sweden on the brink of war, or is this a nation trying to balance preparedness with peace in uncertain times? Of course, war is always a possibility, especially in a volatile region, but as the world watches, one thing remains certain: the peace Sweden has treasured for 200 years is being tested like never before. Thanks for watching this video.